Hello my friends and welcome back to New Dalancia, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition series. The caravan set out on foot toward the Kufkokoklo Mountains at the site of the archaeological dig at the ancient dwarven ruin of Dentharum, the oldest known ruin in existence. Just a short distance away from their destination, the party came upon a lone house occupied by a lone duergar named Melgar. Inside the home, another of the doors magically sealed by the strange pendant. Melgar was quick to dismiss any questions regarding the door, and only stating that it was the study of his husband, Ezegan Skandalor. Tess opened the door, and the friends explored the chambers below, finding letters and journal entries from the late Ezegan, who apparently passed away behind the closed doors after attempting to continue experiments in summoning rituals. A turned prisoner attacked the party inside the summoning chamber where these experiments had apparently taken place. Another door lies before the party, but what dangers lie inside? Alright, guys. As you all approach the door at the end of the hallway, see the image of Antarius walking up behind you. Ahara, he calls out. We have need of your skills. His eye is affixing on your companion, Tess. He draws his weapon in a panic.
She says, whoa, hold on, this is my friend. This is Ralph.
Ralph.
Yes, I am a temporary friend of ours.
He relaxes a bit.
Yeah, don't worry, we already killed him once.
Yeah, he is no harm to us.
Very well. I'll not question your methods. Ahara, if you would proceed with me, please. And Ahara, without a word, proceeds down the hallway with Antarius. Then it is up to us, says Valphalin.
Yeah, let's get to some more exploring then.
Indeed. Would anyone like to check this door?
Which door?
We're in front of a door. There's a door right here.
Oh, okay. It's really hard to tell if there's a door in some places.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Well, I mean, I did pretty good examining the door last time. I guess I'll see what I can discover about this one.
Trying to kind of make it more apparent. Go. Hopefully that will help. Alright, what are you trying to do with the door?
I'm gonna see if there's any, if I can see, any mechanisms or strings or something that's sticking out from the door that could be a potential trap on it.
Doesn't appear to be a lock on this door. That you can tell. But go ahead and roll an investigation.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my Tides of Chaos with this as an ability check to give me advantage on this.
Okay, this is a cantrip?
This is a class ability.
Oh, okay. Then by all means.
Advantage. 15.
15. So you're without... So after investigating this door, you're able to determine that it is not trapped in any way. You are 100% sure of that.
All right, I will open the door.
You guys, after seeing him test the door thoroughly, see him just kind of open the door. You
Tess
proceed
breathes a
inside,
sigh of relief.
and there is yet another door.
Hey, what exactly can your new friend do for us?
He can do almost anything I command him to do, and he will continue to try and do it until he is successful.
Why
Or
don't you
is
have him
killed.
open these doors for us? That way, if they are
She looks at Ralph. Ralph, could you try to open the door for us, please?
Ralph, what's the word? Kind of stumbles over to the door. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I've got it. So he just kind of grabs the doorknobs and gives them a turn. And, yeah, they do come right open. But with a click, suddenly this fire kind of engulfs him, coming from the wall. So he's going to take 7 damage. Did I do this already? Can be controlled by... Determined by character settings, it says. I should give you control over him. Oh, I guess I should, There we go. There you go, you now have control of him.
Yay.
And now he has
Ralph,
7 fire damage.
Yeah, Ralph just stands there on fire for a moment, and then once the flames flicker away, Tess claps her hands and says, "Yay, Ralph!"
He doesn't seem to react, but looks back.
I love my brain dead friend.
At this time, I'd like everybody to go ahead and roll an init. Tess, Ralph will just take his turn on yours.
Okay.
Okay, let me sort by sending. As well it should be. So as the door creaks open... Oh, did I? I didn't actually do it. As the door creaks open, you start to kind of see inside. Your nostrils are filled with this scent of, well, death. And rotting food.
Smells like the beginning of this campaign. Well, actually, it was the second day, but...
Ian Fear, you're up.
All right, well, I guess with Ralph on, I probably still cooling down from his fire. I'm gonna move myself up to here.
As you enter the room, well, the first thing you notice that this room seems rather out of place with the other rooms that you've been in inside this this set of chambers. There's a bare rug laid out in front of a fireplace, with what looks to be a reading chair, and sitting upon, or as best he can, a throne, there is a very, very bloated corpse of a dwarf.
Looks like someone who was one of these big fat cats apparently. I will I guess I'll I will hold an action if it tries to move. If it tries to get up, I will then attempt to attack if it comes after me.
Okay, sure. Any other, dialogue or anything you want to have here?
I'll turn to the others and sort of motion pointing towards this very large corpse that's like seated in this chair, and give them the the finger to the lips to let them know to be quiet.
Valphalin. About what we would expect from him. Valphalin kind of moves up to the door, his armor clanking very loudly, echoing through the halls.
Well, it is brand new armor for him, so.
It is brand new armor. He's not used to wearing it yet. As that happens, Ianfear, watching this corpse actively, you see the eyes shimmer in the light coming from behind you. Cyrene.
Alright, so Cyrene she obviously acknowledged what Yfronto said, so she's gonna come up to about like right here and just pause.
You also see the eyes of this thing. They appear to be looking up in your general direction, but you can't tell if this is consciousness or if it just happens to be like its eyes are open.
Like dead with open eyes.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna chill here and not go forward and possibly activate him.
Very well.
And that's my turn.
Tess.
Okay, so Tess is going to. She wants to see this thing, so kind of move into the door frame here.
Okay.
She's gonna take a moment to kind of concentrate on Eyes of the Grave to see if I can detect if this thing is going to come alive or if it is indeed an undead.
Very much undead.
Oh, she also knows the location of any undead within 60 feet of her that isn't behind total cover or protected from divination magic.
There's an undead behind you and to the right.
She looks at Rolf and smiles. Ralph is going to stay put. Tess isn't going to give him any kind of commands, but she is going to whisper to the party, "Oh yeah, that thing is definitely an undead. We need to be really careful, lest we want to fight." And that ends my turn.
in fear.
Okay, so we're going to move over here.
Oh, by the way, Tess, you can also... Well... No, it's cool.
All right. So when I moved over here, could I tell if the gaze of the corpse started to look over to me, or did it just remain in the general sort of vicinity?
His head shifts. He's looking directly at you. You can tell
Okay.
this thing is very conscious. In
Uh,
fact, as you move through the room, you kind of hear him take a kind of mottled breath.
What about this? What do I see on here?
On the desk. So the desk looks particularly clear on the top. There are several drawers.
And this up here, is this like some kind of bath, or
It is a
is this
bath.
like a... Is that stacks at cash?
That is stacks of what appears to be wine bottles, beer bottles, bottles.
Oh, okay.
They appear to be empty, tops off.
Huh. Well, I will then, sort of point to the others, and then motion for them, for one of them to see if they can come up to this area, and then I will hold an action if it becomes aggressive.
Okay, I can try to stealth my way. When it's my
And-
turn.
Yeah, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Balphalin, not very quietly, moves into the room and takes up position sort of in the center. As he starts to approach this very obvious corpse, it immediately looks up and you see it make eye contact with him. And it goes, Melgar.
It said what?
It sounded like Melgar.
Melgar.
Balphalin draws his weapon, and Cyrene, you're up.
So Cyrene is gonna move forward. Let me switch. Okay. So Cyrene is gonna move forward. She's gonna move to next to here, next to Balphalin. And then he hasn't attacked us or anything, right?
Not yet.
Um,
Seems to be pretty stationary.
I'm just gonna like ready my magic missiles in case he does, but I'm not going to do anything just yet. I'm a fairy. I don't attack first. And I'll end my turn there.
Tess, you're up.
Alright, so I am going to try my best to stealth carefully across the room. My boots creak a little bit. I'm going to move right here. Stop.
As you approach the enormous zombie, it locks eyes with you. And again, it goes, Melgar.
Melgar.
That's the name of the dwarf that lives upstairs. Ugh. The flashing screen. Any other actions you want to take?
Ralph is gonna hobble into the room right about here and just stand there holding his head.
As soon as...
This,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was going to say, this zombie, or this undead, whatever it is, how close does it look to Ezegan?
Hard to tell with how bloated he is.
Well, the profile kind of matches. It has a beard, but yeah, it's very, very bloated. Probably the height is a little off. Maybe he's a little bit tall, but otherwise, yeah, you can see it. You're pretty sure this is him. This is Ezegan, or Ezegan.
Ezegan locked behind a trapped door.
As Ralph enters the room, the zombie stands up and moves directly, or attempts to move directly in. Character sheet real quick. Okay, he is going to try to push you aside. Yes, please make an opposing strength check.
Well, I mean, what about our held actions for being aggressive?
Oh, yes, okay. Go ahead and fire those off then.
All right. If he's going to be aggressive, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use... heck, I'll use Firebolt.
Okay. And that's just a direct... No, that's the attack, right? Yeah, that's the attack.
That's the attack.
That is a hit.
All right. And it deals 5 fire damage.
All right. Cyrene, did you have... You had a held action, I believe?
Yeah, I was gonna do my magic missiles, but is that okay? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah, because he just tried to shove Tess.
boop, boop. Okay.
3, 2, and 2. All right, you pelt him with some magic missiles. Valphalen's going to take a swing at him as well. That is a hit. 15. All right, that's opposing strength check.
I get shoved.
He pushes you to the, he kind of hurls you to the
Against the
wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you fall prone.
I have a counter spell to damage. Hold on. I have to find it.
Okay. Whoa. And what was this? Hellish Rebuke?
I think for that, don't you have to actually take damage though? I mean, I know you're shoved against the wall, but
I mean, I'm assuming I would take damage from being shoved against a wall.
Yeah, you will, and I'll allow it. So we're going to call that 2d6. So that's the damage you're going to take. That's 5. And he is going to go ahead and roll his dexterity save. Which he fails miserably. So he's going to take that 10 damage.
I think it's a
20
higher
damage.
level too. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Ian Fear, you're up. Let's get some appropriate music going.
Well, it is a little creepy, so. But how's he looking?
Oh, he's bloodied. He's looking pretty worse for wear. Call him wounded.
All right. All right. We're going to go ahead and use we're going to go ahead and use haste on Valphalin.
Haste. Nice. Anything else?
I guess I will move myself over here by these wine bottles
Nice.
and pass the turn.
All right. Valphalin is going to make 3 attacks with his greatsword. One being a fumble, 2 being hits. 14 and 14. 28 damage. He's at death's door. Cyrene.
I'll do some more magic missiles, and hopefully I can kill them off.
That does the trick.
Nice. Do like a little spin, throw some sparkles.
He falls to the floor in a puddle of death.
Strange how he didn't attack until Ralph came in the room.
Yeah, he seemed to be pretty locked on to Ralph. As you pick yourself up off the floor.
I'm gonna go over here and try to examine this book on this chair.
Can you hold that action?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to try to examine this book.
All right, so the book. So the book on the chair has this symbol on the cover. It looks very much like the summoning circle that you guys saw in the other room. That is how you recognize it, Ian Fear. As you pick up the book and start to thumb through the pages, that it is in written in a language that you do not understand.
I will.
Many of the pages are a bit old and faded, but you can still make out some of the text.
I will hold the book up to the others and say, do any of you know the language on here?
Well, let's have a look. What kind of language
Right.
is it?
Yeah, I'll pass it along to Tess.
As you take a look at the book, you also don't recognize the characters.
Yeah, no idea. Cyrene, do you want to look?
Yeah, Cyrene's gonna look. I know Elvish and Sylvan.
Cyrene, at first glance, you don't recognize these characters. Ian Fear, Cyrene, make Arcana checks, please.
Okay.
Tess, make a religion check. Valphalin shrugs. No script that I have ever seen.
Ooh, nat 20.
Tess, this is abyssal. You can't read it, but you can identify that you believe it's the writing of demons.
I think this is abyssal. Seen it before, but can't quite read it, unfortunately.
Well, let's pocket the book for now, before we try, looking into the written words of creatures from the abyss and examine some more of the area.
Okay. So you want to pocket the book for now? You're breaking up quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pocket the book.
All right. So you place the book into your pack.
And then I'm going to examine these bottles.
They all appear to be of. Some of them appear to be labeled and share the same sort of look to them. Those ones appear to be beer bottles. There are other wine bottles that have different kind of shapes and labels upon them. They are all empty, every last one.
Tess is going to examine the dead corpse to see if there's any like jewelry or anything of note.
You do find a pendant around the zombie's neck still.
I'm just gonna go ahead and yoink that off of him.
As you yoink, or as you make with the yoink, you notice that the pendant has sort of embedded itself into the chest. You will need to cut it out.
Can do.
So you pry it out with something. Let's say your
Yummy.
one of your tools. You kind of pry it out of his chest. So it's caked in old blood, but it does have the symbol of a tree with no leaves on it. The all too familiar symbol.
Oh, another one.
Indeed. These turn up all too often.
And all dealing with this circle from the abyss.
Your audio's coming in really poorly, man.
Give me a sec. this?
No, no difference.
No, I was getting some other things on here. Let's see.
Can you try disconnecting and reconnecting the tabletop? Maybe that'll help.
I don't
Much
know. Does
better.
that help?
Much better, yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Any other actions
So
for this
there
room?
are no more exits that we can see in this room?
None that you can see, no.
I'm gonna go examine the throne that the corpse had been sitting on.
On the armrests of this throne, there is a empty bottle or a empty flagon and a plate of old rotted food.
Ugh.
Looks like that it was half eaten.
I just wonder what got him here, locked behind a trap door. Sounded like he was almost calling for Melbourne.
There's also a lockbox right here.
Melgar.
Melgar.
Melgar. I'm horrible with names.
All right. I will examine the lockbox.
Yep, it's a lockbox. How do you want to how do you want to examine it?
I guess I will see. Is there a simple like lock on there, or like is it something that requires a key?
There's a lock. Looks like it requires a key. Or a pick if you've got a pick.
I do not.
Guess you'll have to find a key then. It's made of
I
a
don't
metal, by the way.
yeah, yeah, let's see if we can go through the pockets on this thing.
On what thing?
On what's his name here? Ezegan.
You find torn clothing, and you find a hole in his chest where a pendant once was, but other than that, you don't find anything else of interest.
There's a desk over here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check the drawers on this desk.
So I'm gonna check that.
Investigation check, please.
Okay.
You can roll one too, Ian Fear, if you also want to help with this. I'll say that each of you takes half. Nice. So, Cyrene, as you're kind of feeling about in these drawers, you find on the top of the top drawer, on the left-hand side, you find what feels to be a small switch. And as you move your hand across it, you trigger this switch, and a little door pops down. Inside the door is a very small key.
I found the key.
Yeah. All right, let's take this key and try it on the lockbox then.
The key fits right into the lockbox. You turn it, and with a click, the box opens.
And inside?
Checking now. One moment, please. You each share the loot worth 16 gold pieces. So everyone can add 16 gold pieces. And that's it. Nothing else in there.
Okay, well, let's see what else we have left to explore around this area then.
Oops. Well... You guys have been in the only other obvious room. And you've also been in one secret room. Lead the way. You continue back out into the hallway. The hallway here is the one that led up to the summoning chamber. Where to, Ian Fear? This leads back to the entrance.
Let's see. Yeah, I say we
Probably
head back up.
All right. So as you guys proceed into the room here, you meet back with Kimrim. She says, I saw your friends leaving, and Terius has informed me that they may have found an alternative route into the lower Dintharum. So they've asked Ahara to investigate. Meanwhile, we'll proceed to the front gate. What did you find?
Well, we found the remains of Ezegan, who was an undead corpse who attempted to come after Tess's new friend here, pointing towards the
Oh
undead
my!
creature.
She hadn't seen the she hadn't seen Ralph before.
Well,
It's okay, he's friendly.
Tess seems to have a skill for making friends with those who have recently passed.
Yes, well, just keep it away from me, okay?
Oh, no worries. He's going to stay here. He's not a permanent friend.
But more importantly, we found another necklace with the same symbol as earlier, as well as a book that appears to be written in Abyssal.
I see. Let's head back to the caravan, and I'd like to take a look at this book.
Agreed.
Tess turns to Ralph almost tearfully and she says, My friend, thank you for helping us, but your work here is done. You can stay here, but we must go.
The zombie doesn't seem to have any reaction to that. He just stares at you blankly. Okay, let me get some things together real quick. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Gotta stop doing that. So you guys proceed back up the stairs and into the chamber where you had first found located the entrance to this area. And once again, your nostrils are filled with the smell of this delicious food that Melgar's been cooking. Phelan makes his way out of the small room and into the main foyer. So, you're back. Did you... Melgar's face kind of, turns into a large frown. Did you find Ezegan's body?
Yes.
I see.
He was continuing to study the rituals from before.
So, he continued his experiments. I always hoped he would abandon the old ways after we left Dentharum so many years ago. Please, reseal the door. Knowing he is gone is painful enough.
I can use the pendant to reseal the door. Okay. Tess goes ahead and reseals the door using one of the pendants.
Everybody out. Tess, you close the door behind you, and you... Oh, are you, like, leaving the house entirely?
Well, you said everybody out, so I was like, bye.
So you reseal the, or you close the door and you press the pendant once again into the door, and it once again flashes with magical energy and is locked tight. Now, there is food if you are hungry.
Thank you, though I think we are going to be making our way back to our caravan.
I'll take a to-go plate. Not really. I see. I must insist that you at least have a bite to eat before you leave.
If there may be others from our group who might be coming along to get some food. What we saw down there has left me a little queasy. I don't know that I could hold down the food, and I don't want to insult you.
I see. Then I must ask you to leave. I'll not speak of it any further. Very well. And Phelan proceeds out the door. Or, well, proceeds toward the door.
Tess waves goodbye to Melgar and heads toward the door to leave.
Imrim, before leaving, says, I'd like to have a word with Melgar. I'll meet you back at the caravan. You guys just continue on back to the caravan?
Yeah.
Tess is gonna hang out and wait, actually.
Phelan as well. He's gonna hang out outside the door and wait. Ian Fear, Cyrene, are you both heading back to the caravan?
Well, we'll probably stay as well as for protection.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
stay. If everyone else is staying.
So you guys hear Kimrim kind of speaking with this dwarf, and they're eating, and kind of hear bits and pieces of this conversation. I'd like you guys to all roll a perception check, please. Is there a listen check? Do they stay? Is that still a thing? No, yeah, it's just perception.
Yeah,
now.
no, we just have passive perception, I think.
Yeah, no, I want you to roll an active perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Ian Fear, Tess. So you hear bits and pieces of this conversation, but essentially it goes something like this. Kimrim inquires about Dentharum. She says something like, to the extent of, I would like to know why you left Dentharum. Melgar completely refuses to respond. No, I've spent so many years trying to forget that place. I won't recount it. Despite all of her pleading, she's unable to get an answer from him at all. You hang around a time. There's a bit more talking, seems a little bit more casual. Kimrim then appears out of the door and looks around at each of you. Oh, that was fruitless. Shall we head off?
Yes, let's make our way back.
Right, guys, so... Alright. So you guys head back to the... and join the rest of the caravan. At this point, you've noticed that Antarius and Ahara are nowhere to be seen. You assume that they have gone on ahead. As you come out of the house, you look, and just above the treetops, you see that you are closing in on the great door to Dentharum. You travel a time, and after just a few hours, let's call it 2 hours, you finally arrive at the Great Gates. Whoa. There we go. I don't know if that looked grainy for everybody else at first.
No. It appeared to load in just fine.
At this point, it's the late afternoon, and sun is high in the sky. However, it's rather cold. There's a lot of snow around you. It's kind of caked up against the walls of this great entrance. And as you approach, these gates are being moved by several, or by tens of dwarves who are just pressing against the inside of these gates and pulling them open, or pushing them open.
Hello, imagine that being your daily job.
There are tons of these dwarves kind of milling about. They all seem to be hard at work. As the caravan pulls up, all of the common folk, they kind of start to unpack their gear, and they kind of add their tents in, start to get their tents placed up alongside the tents that were already there. You see like tables being pulled out of the wagons and being set up with vast like maps and stuff laid all over them, and there's a whole lot going on here. Like everybody's kind of setting up for whatever is about to happen. You can tell in front of where these gates have opened that there's been a dig going on here. Like there are plenty of there's plenty of this space that's kind of smoothed out, almost unnaturally. Well, actually, yes, unnaturally. It looks like they kind of dug these gates out from underneath the rock a bit and then moved everything aside. So there's a lot of rubble and things like that around the door area. You also see kind of where the I guess the rock underneath the outer layer of rock is sort of peeking through, showing that there was a dig that happened here. The front of these great doors appear to be battered. They seem to be metal, made of metal and stone. And like I said, they're kind of battered. You can sort of see the imprints of where these rocks had fallen in front of them over the many years that they have been shut. Now open, the scent of this like dusty kind of atmosphere rolls out and invades your senses. Other than that, beyond the gate, you only see darkness. A dwarf approaches, seemingly a more prominent-looking figure, and he moves directly toward Kemrim and greets her. He says, "Madame, the gates are open and ready for your caravan to enter." She doesn't reply, she just remains staring at the doors. "What is it that we were expecting inside?" She looks at Valphalin questioningly. "Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't need to open the doors, would we?" Has a chuckle. "Oh, it's really breathtaking, isn't it? So much history that we're about to unearth."
Hopefully nothing bad that we're about to unearth.
"Yes, I have a bad feeling about this."
Tess is just gonna stare at the gates. Kind of investigate them because she's never seen anything like this before.
"We should make preparations." "I'm as ready as I could be. What of you all?"
I could use a brief rest and a little bit of food.
Yes, we did have a bit of a walk back. Plus, after everything we encountered, I definitely feel like we could use a short rest.
Okay. So you all take a short rest. After your rest, or actually no, before the rest, dinner is served. We see various meats, there are various vegetables, they have quite a stock. After your meal, you rest, and once again turn your attentions toward the gate.
What on earth made such big gates?
Kimrim. These were crafted by ancient dwarves.
Why so large?
I suppose they... I suppose it was the gate to a great city within. Must be very large.
Oh, I see.
This is the oldest expedition, or the oldest ruin that we've found, based on the dating that we were able to discern from the rock and the metal of the door. It was around 5 years ago that we first found the doors. It's taken us 5 years to unearth them. I'm quite anxious to get inside. Are there any more preparations you would like to make?
I feel like we've prepared as best as we could for this trip, so I say we get underway.
Very well. just need a moment to sort some stuff out here.
I gotta feed the dog.
Okay. Only that worked. Okay, it did. Perfect. Alright, so you guys descend, or you guys cross through the gate with Kimrim, Smethik, and Govin, taking the lead in front of the caravan. Kimrim lights up a torch and proceeds to lead the way, Govin and Smethik in tow, and you guys following shortly behind. The entrance leads into a narrowing tunnel, strangely enough. Once inside, you find yourself at sort of a crossroads. There's a great gate on your left. And before you, a tunnel that seems to lead into a smaller room. I should probably. That work? Can anyone see anything?
Sorry, I had to scroll all the way down to get to the appropriate part.
Can you see anything at all?
Wait, where did I go? There we go.
Can you see
Sort of.
anything on, like, can you see a map at all?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at Tessa's screen and she sees nothing apparently, so I'm not. That's weird. It should have auto-centered because I was doing the thing. Oh, it's shift. That's why. I was pressing spacebar.
Oh.
I was like, why
I was
is
like,
it
yeah, I don't
not
see
showing
anything
up on her screen? Okay. Oh, Kimrim and Smethik proceed over to this gate on the left. And Govin begins to kind of proceed toward this large chamber before you.
Well, I say we follow along with Kimrim.
Yeah, I'm down for that plan.
Okay. So you guys move up to Kimrim, who is investigating this gate. She turns to you as you approach and she says, "Nope. Locked tight. There must be some way of opening it, but I don't see any manner of keyhole or any other type of fixture." Govin at this point lights up a torch. Kind of proceeds into this room.
Yeah, let's explore over here. Maybe we find an unlocking mechanism.
Can I examine the locked door to see if, is there any kind of like script or any kind of textures on it?
There are some very intricate looking textures, but There doesn't appear to be any kind of locking mechanism or anything of that sort that's visible to you. It just seems like a solid hunk of stone and metal. The patterns look sort of familiar. Sort of like those brass patterns on the magic door, but these are different quite. They don't tend to center like those do on the at the depression in the center, like the ones that you've seen before. This one is lacking any of that. Just seems to be a lifeless, magicless hunk. In fear, as you enter, oh my gosh, as you enter this large or larger room, you see that there are 6 statues lined up along the sides. They appear to be the statues of various dwarves. We should have like some... Oh yeah, this will be perfect. The rock seems very old and it's caked with a layer of dust. Before you, over here, another gate, as well as 2... what are these called? Essentially, they're like giant braziers. That's what they are.
Wow, I can't imagine what size cup those fit.
Is that not the word for that?
Do you mean basin?
What's the thing with the fire that you can fire and it's not a torch and it's not like a little fire baby? It's like a fire pit thingy.
Possibly? I don't know.
Yeah, brazier. Yeah. Essentially.
I mean, I guess they do hold some things that get really hot.
All right. Govin starts to kind of look around. And you guys, Smethic approaches and he begins to study one of the statues. Kimrim does the same.
What are these statues? They're just you said they look like just dwarves?
So as you inspect one of the statues, you find that it has a pendant around its neck. These are actually a lot more familiar, and you can identify the one that you're looking at as the pendant of the dwarven great house of Teras Nar. Tess, you're standing in front of a statue that has a pendant around its neck, which you can identify as the symbol of the great house Alric. Phelan also investigating one of the... So you move over to the other one that Kimrim is staring at. Do you see a pendant around this one's neck of the great house Malborn? Govit stops. He places his torch into the brazier and sets it alight. Not working? Looks like that. Well, no, it doesn't look like that actually worked. Huh, that's interesting. I wonder why that didn't work. Well, anyway. Tess, the statue that you have just approached, has the bears the symbol of House Godbury. You've seen this one before. Govan wears one. So does Kimrim.
Tess points at it and she's like, "Oh, this one says Godberry."
Oop. Smethic walks over. Interesting. Tess, this one doesn't seem to have any amulet about it. Any pendant at all.
Nameless.
Smethic sort of walks up and removes his own pendant, his House Drac pendant, and places it around the neck of this statue. And Kimrim walks over to him. House Drac is a young dwarven great house. I doubt during this time period House Drac even existed. He removes the pendant and places it back around his neck. He kind of scoffs.
How many great houses were there? And
What if I put one of the pendants I have on it?
Kimrim says, and Tess, you start to do that. Kimrim replies, well, there were 5. Alric, Malborn, Terrasnar, Godbury, and Katarn.
yeah, go ahead and try one of the pendants.
So you step up to this statue and you pull this pendant around its neck. And as you do, you hear this creaking coming from over here.
Oh, well, it sounds like that did something.
Curious.
So this gate shifts open. This large stone slab just kind of shifts into the side wall, revealing yet another chamber. Intriguing. Val steps through, followed by Kimrim and Smethic. Govan takes the lead. So you come into a room with a very large switch. Looks to be very old. And there is another open door right here.
Going to investigate the switch.
This very large mechanism appears to be very old, but possibly still functional. If anything, it will take a great deal of strength to pull it.
It might take all of us pulling on it if we were interested in moving it at least.
You see Kimrim and Smethik continue on into the next room.
I'm going to go ahead and follow into the open door.
Okay. So as you walk into this room, it appears to be some sort of barracks, perhaps. There's a weapon rack up against the wall with some old rusted weapons, as well as a barrel full of weapons here. There are various stone, they look like beds, about. There is a barrel of these old rusted swords and a couple of skeletons in this room.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Any actions here?
Cyrene is just like looking around, looking at the weapons.
They appear to be old and rusted. Much useless. Many of them are starting to show signs of basically the metal degrading down. You could probably snap one in twain just by, kind of hitting it with not even all your might against the wall. It would probably shatter one of them. The wood on each of these different fixtures is old and rotted. They show signs of like mold.
So Cyrene is gonna look around and say, I guess no one's been here in quite a while.
So it would seem, says Vafalen. Ian Fear, you happen to notice a strip of paper next to the skeleton laying on the floor. It seems to be stuck to this wall with a sword through its chest.
I guess I'll examine this paper.
All right. On the page in common, you see this. It says, "That's it. The main gates are shut. Citizens are no longer allowed in and out by order of the High Summoner. I'm personally concerned with this turn of events as he does not seem himself lately. I will have to remain on my guard."
After looking at this, I'll look towards Kimrim and say, what do you know of High Summoners?
High Summoners? Nothing.
This note was pinned to the skeleton and seems to indicate that these gates were shut by order of the High Summoner.
Interesting. So I imagine the hierarchy that existed here long ago. The top of this hierarchy must have been a High Summoner. Very interesting. what's more interesting is the strange pendant of this tree that we've seen showing up recently and now again here. As a key to even get into this ancient ruin. But why? She kind of continues to think over the issue.
It seems that wherever this pendant and symbol has been, has had a connection to the abyssal plane, and most of the people we've seen using them or wearing them have been focused on summoning these creatures from this abyss.
Indeed. We should stay on our guard. We know not what's going to be beyond these gates. Well, shall we continue? Valfalen brushes past you as he walks back into the previous room. As you come back into the previous room, Val's kind of leaned up against the wall. I assume you will be requiring my muscle.
Well, I certainly lack the strength to move something as large as this.
Well, if there's multiple of us, might be able to.
Valfalen kind of looks to you, Tess, and says, if I could gain your assistance.
Tess walks up on the other side of the switch.
Go ahead and roll a strength check. Oh, nice. Okay. Awesome. With your combined might, you very slowly pull this lever into place. And as you do that, there is a sound, sort of a low rumbling noise that comes from down the hall.
Tess cheers. And then flexes.
Valfalen kind of dusts his hands off. Kimrim, Smethik, and Govin proceed down the hall to investigate the noise. Valfalen follows you, and sure enough, the large gate in this hallway has moved.
Oh, handy.
Beyond the gate, you can see that a small hallway connects to a much larger inner chamber.
Gonna step in.
At this point, I'd like everyone to go ahead and roll and init. Roll and init. Awful at that. Good going, Val.
We all pretty much, well, I mean, except for Tess, but even in the last one, Well, I got the 20. Everyone else was like not even in the teens.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I should probably. All right. Tess, as you walk into the this larger room, there are stalls up against the walls. They seem to have various goods. This one, well, can't really make them out from this distance, but over on the sides you see two more of these braziers. Same as the other room.
I'm gonna approach this one and use one of my torches to light it.
The brazier lights.
She's just gonna take a look around, and that'll be the end of my turn.
As you do that, you hear some scuffling from the other room this way.
She turns to the party, head motions, come near and says, I hear something.
Govin, who had just entered the room, looks at you. And he nods. Smethic proceeds in after him. Actually, we'll put him there. Phelan? Ian Fear, you're up.
All right, let's see what's going on in here then. It's 15. And then... All right, well, see what I can see around here.
That's what it is. Ugh, that was not what I meant to do. Aw, man, that sucks. Will you turn off, please? Thank you. Well, now that you know that there's stuff there,
So
why
I'm still
is it
focused
doing
in
that?
my area.
I was just about to do Eyes of the Grave.
I'm really not
Well-
sure why that happened. Okay, at least that updated it correctly.
Huh.
That's why my lighting wasn't working. It was not on the right
Boo.
Oh,
thing.
okay. All right, so I'll look to Tess and say, "Wait, you said you heard some noise?"
Tess nods. Yes. In fear.
Do you know about where you heard it from?
She kind of points to the other side of the brazier where she heard the scuffling come from.
Okay. Well, I will ready an action then. If something starts coming out towards us, then I will cast a chaos bolt towards it.
Phelan slowly unsheathes his weapon as well.
And that'll be my turn.
Kimmer moves up. kind of takes more of a defensive position and draws her bow. Cyrene, you're up.
Alright, so Cyrene is going to come on in where the party is. And let me move my screen a little bit. And go up to Tess around that area. And that's my turn.
Tess, from around the corner, you continue to hear the sounds of scuffling.
Okay, I'm going to take a moment to focus and use my Eyes of the Grave again to see if this is an undead situation.
There are 4 undeads in the other room.
Tess turns to the party and she walks back toward everyone so that she can whisper, 4 undead in that room to the right.
You can just barely sense their presence coming from right in this area here.
They appear to be down that hallway. And that would be the end of my turn.
I wonder then, would that mean that she technically has like a 120-foot radius around her for sensing these things?
Wait, hold on.
Till the end of your next turn, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you.
Yeah, but, yeah. This time she can sense it.
No, but that's
Um,
why I was saying, because it says it's 60 feet from her. Does that make it like a 120-foot radius then?
So it's a 60-foot bubble around her.
Okay.
Yeah. So, 120 diameter. So 60-foot
Diameter, that's what I was-
radius. Yeah, there we go.
Alright.
So,
Alright.
as you proceed back, kind of in the corner of the light, you see sort of a shambling image. Govin sort of steps forward toward the front. Smethic takes sort of more of a defensive position. Actually, no, he's going to stick kind of toward the door. Balphalin just kind of trudges over. Ian Fear, you're up.
Okay, well, let's get to... Oh, hang on. Yeah, alright. Let's get to over here. Okay. Let me read the wording on this real quick.
As you come around the corner, you see these 4 zombies. They have these like bits of rotten meat around their mouths. It looks like they were just eating.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see what we're gonna do here. All right. What does this say it does for higher level? Oh, there is no other thing. It does that. Okay. So this back one back here, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to use my hang on, why is it not doing the thing? Oh, because I'm hitting the wrong part, that's why. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to use my Crown of Madness.
Not sure if that qualifies. I don't think you're going to be able to do that here. Target is not technically a humanoid, it is an undead humanoid. Different set of rules that. Like, essentially it doesn't really have a mind for you to charm.
All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna let everyone know, sort of point toward these things in a bit of shock and and I guess I'll attempt a actually, what does this do for the, is it at higher level? Oh, is it? I guess that's probably why they how many targets can I hit with this? Oh, at one creature in range. Okay. All right, we're going to attempt to hurl a chaos bolt at that back one then.
Okay, that is a hit. This back one here?
Yeah.
That is a hit.
All right. And this is going to be at second level. Okay, and then the die numbers are 2, 3. So it takes 12 cold damage.
All right. Is it? What? Oh boy. Oh, we're really going to do that. Okay. That's fine. Okay. 12 cold damage. Kimrim.
And
Oh, okay. So Kimrim kind of takes off around the side here. Gets herself behind a little bit of cover and makes an attack. Oh, I'm so glad that's not working anymore. All right. So she's going to make an attack with her longbow. And that would seem to be a miss. Cyrene, you're up.
All right. So does Cyrene see the zombies, or can she hear what's going on?
She
I would
can see
assume
what's
so.
going on so far.
I mean, I did
Okay.
just sort of like point out in shock seeing these things when I threw the chaos bolt.
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if she's like. Let me see. I guess she'll just go over here. And now I can see the zombies. Okay. So I'm gonna stand right there, and then I'm gonna magic missiles. Boop, boop, boop.
Which one? Or ones?
I can only see like this one and this one. Everything else is black, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna go those two.
All right, so how do you want to divide the damage between those 3 shots?
2 on the first one, and then 1 on the back.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Valphalin calls over to you, Tess. He kind of posts up next to the brazier, and he's like about to lift it to spill this oil and other flammable material out onto the floor this direction.
Okay.
He motions for you to move, Ian Fear.
Tess will run up and assist him with pushing over the brazier.
I guess bonus actions can't. Well, hang on.
Do I do a strength?
Summon spell.
Yeah, strength check, please. 12. Good.
Okay, which one do I have? Distance spell and subtle spell. I guess my bonus action couldn't be taken as a reaction, then could it?
No, but you will be able to dodge with advantage because he called out to you. Zombies don't know he called out to you. No, the zombies don't know what the fuck that means. Cool. Speaking of zombies, that's not the thing. Could y'all maybe pop it out for me? Maybe I'll just give that some more time to load. Yeah, it's not doing it. Okay. Guess I'll have to switch browsers next time. That sucks. Alright, so the first zombie makes an attack at you. And
Yeah, that takes me down.
this zombie here as well. One's a fumble, he totally whiffs it. The other one does 5 damage. Move him there, move him here. Govin rushes forth and also attempts to help with the flipping this brazier. Smethic passes his turn. Valphalin also helping to flip this brazier. It's all good. Ian Fear, make your dexterity saving throw. I will also allow you to make an acrobatics saving, or an acrobatics throw, if you would prefer that, over the dexterity saving throw.
I am looking at the same thing either way.
Okay. Otherwise, you can, if you can think of another way you can dodge out of this, then
That's what I was saying, because like one of the things I have as a bonus action is my Misty Step.
as a bonus action,
Yeah. 'Cause
I'll
it
allow
has-
you to
I think
take it in
has-
this case because you were called out to.
Does it say it is? Yeah, it's bonus action. Yeah, because it's instantaneous. All
Then
right,
you can go ahead and
here, I'll
take
link
it.
that.
All right. Briefly surrounded by silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to a non-occupied space that you can see. Choose your space.
I'm going to choose behind Kimrim.
So the zombies don't seem to actually react to the fire being poured out. They just kind of notice that they are all on fire. So this oil kind of flows out in a cone this direction and engulfs all of them. Cyrene, you're able to dodge pretty easily because you're flying, and this is on the ground. So we're going to have each of them one, 6, 4, and 3. Oops. Ian Fear, you're up.
Sorry, give me 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess the I'm gonna see which of these zombies looks the most hurt.
That would be this one.
And we'll go ahead and give that old classic. What's that spell called? Oh yes, Firebolt.
That's a hit.
All right, and it takes 12 fire damage.
It drops.
Hope that wasn't too hot for you.
Okay, gosh, I wish that would actually work. Okay. Undead Fortitude. Nope. It's dead.
Okay. Sorry, I know you were just burning up to meet me. And that ends my turn.
Kimmerim looses an arrow at one of the zombies. That is a hit for 8 damage. Cyrene, you're up. Cyrene?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So Cyrene is going to do her 3 magic missiles on the 3 remaining guys.
Okay. We'll call it. Okay. They are hit. Tess, you're up.
Alright, one moment.
The one in the very front is quite messed up.
Okay.
Quite a bit more than the others.
It is. Alright. I'm going to move so that I can see them a little bit better. Then we're going to do Roll the Dead on one.
This one? Okay. Wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage if the target is missing any of its hit points, takes 1d12 instead. Oh. Zombie rolls a wisdom save. Fumble. 1d12 damage. It drops. Or actually,
I was gonna say unless if she's at 5th level, technically it would be 2d12, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would be 2d12. Go ahead and roll the second d12, please.
Okay.
Okay, so 11. Oh my gosh, it's really getting irritating. Alright, for the Undead Fortitude. That's 11 plus 5 is 16. That is a 15 roll, I believe. Nope, that's an 18 roll. He actually survives. Zombie trudges up to Cyrene. And attempts to slam you. Six versus your armor class, which is a miss. The second one follows suit. An 8 versus your armor class, which is also a miss.
It's just really hard to get a hold of Cyrene.
Yep.
So
The other
tiny.
one comes up to the side here and is unable to make his way past it. Govin kind of walks underneath the stall and attempts to stab at the... Oh my gosh, I wish I'd stopped doing that. Attempts to stab at the zombie. Where are you, Govin? Oh wait, I can shift double click. Make it with this short sword. And that's a miss. Smethic moves out. He's going to cast... And he's going to cast Mind Spike on this zombie here. And yes, this is because the target can be any creature in this case.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was reading that wrong. Okay.
Did that? Well, I didn't. Okay, I didn't see that. Must make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, wisdom saving throw. Oh yeah, not a token. Okay, wisdom saving throw. Versus Smethic smell save DC. 13. This is I wish I could just pop these character sheets out because this would take like 3 minutes less every time I feel like, but it's just not behaving right now. That is a failed save. So let me go ahead and... Oh, that's 10 damage. All right. Phelan is going to... Let's see, 5, 10. Phelan's going to cycle around that way. And that actually ends his turn. Ian Fear?
Okay. Well. Oh, that's why the music ended. Okay, we will.
We've
Yeah,
got-
well, I guess we'll go ahead and firebolt this one over here.
Go ahead and roll it. That is a hit.
And it takes 11 fire damage.
Okay. And whoops. Make that Constitution saving throw. Five plus 11 is 16. That is a fail. It dies. Cameron takes
I always prefer my zombies extra crispy.
Cameron takes a shot with her longbow. 6 is a miss, I'm afraid. Cyrene, you're up.
Alright, so now that they're a little closer, Cyrene is gonna acid splash the one right in front of her.
Acid splash. Oops.
And the acid is purple.
Okay. One moment, please. Being very, very buggy right now. D6 acid damage. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, it does say acid underneath it. Okay, cool. Alright, so you're hitting both of them?
If I can, yeah.
Okay. Alright, zombie 1. Come on. Come on. 4 and a 5. They both fail. That is combat. No, that they fail. That means they take the damage.
Oh, I thought you meant my thing failed. My.
No, they failed their
Okay.
undead fortitude roll.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. So the last of the zombies destroyed. Everyone stows their weapons and kind of looks about. Curiously. So we're going to go ahead and continue on in this dungeon without with the same initiative rolls. We can probably re-roll at the beginning of each. Well, no, let's continue with the same initiative rolls.
Well, I was gonna say, are we gonna?
Yes, we
Uh,
are. But I'm just saying we're going to continue on with the same initiative rolls from here.
Okay.
So, but this is a good stopping point for this session. So I hope that you guys all have enjoyed the show, and I hope to see you next week on New Dalancia. As always, this is VGpunx, the video game punk, and I'm signing off. Keep a song in your heart.